So, what are our biggest problems in society? What if they aren't actually about politics, but about the very systems we use to organize ourselves? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical new idea for governance called Cloud Atlas OS. It's basically a proposal for a complete reboot of how we work together. Let's get into it. The whole idea starts with this really powerful thought experiment from its creator, Bo. He calls it the golden cage. Picture this. You see something truly horrible happening. What can you actually, legally, do about it? Well, you can call for help, you can protest, maybe start a petition, but your options are incredibly limited. You're sort of stuck inside this cage of pre-approved, often ineffective tools, and that is the exact problem this whole system is designed to solve. And this golden cage, it's not some accident. It's really a feature of the two main ways we organize ourselves on a large scale. And as we're about to see, both of these models have some really deep, fundamental flaws that just hold us back from solving complex problems. Yeah, this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you've got traditional governments. They run on the 51% rule, right? It's a winner-take-all game that can leave, 49% of the people feeling completely ignored. Then, on the other hand, you've got the crypto world's answer, these token-based DAOs. But the problem there is that you often just swap the tyranny of the majority for the tyranny of the wealthy. The richest folks with the most tokens, they get to call the shots. Okay, so if both of those systems are fundamentally flawed, what's the alternative? Well, Cloud Atlas OS suggests something completely different. This isn't about just patching up the old models. It's about building a brand new one from the ground up, one that's designed to get us beyond this winner-take-all mentality. So how does it actually flip the script? The genius of it is really in its simplicity. It takes all those little tools we already have, like petitions, crowdfunding, organizing protests, and it bundles them all into one super powerful interface. Then it blasts them out through this live streaming feature called Mission TV, which gets massive publicity and creates these huge network effects. And here's the absolutely crucial part. All of this happens 100% within the law. It's not about breaking the rules, it's about using the rules we have to their absolute maximum potential. Okay, so we have the tools, but how are decisions actually made? This is where things get really, really innovative. The system just completely throws the idea of voting out the window. Instead, everything relies on this very careful, very structured process to get to what it calls genuine consensus. So let's walk through these 4 steps here. It all starts when somebody in the community just points out a problem. Then you get this wide-open brainstorming phase where tons of different solutions are thrown out there. No bad ideas at this stage. But the magic, the real secret sauce, happens in step 3, crystallization. Through this process of debate and refinement, the single best idea just sort of emerges from the group. And only then, only when that true consensus is reached, is a mission actually launched. And this brings us to a super critical definition. When Cloud Atlas OS says consensus, it does not mean compromise. In a compromise, both sides have to give something up and nobody really walks away happy. True consensus, that's a solution that works for everyone involved without putting anyone at a disadvantage. It's a way, way higher bar to clear. So how on earth do you actually reach that incredibly high bar of true consensus, especially on really tough issues? Well, the entire system is built around one single powerful design constraint, a rule that filters every single action that goes through it. And this is where that rule comes from. It's adopted from the visionary thinker Buckminster Fuller. Every single proposed mission has to pass this one test. Does it work for 100% of humanity without harming the planet or disadvantaging anyone? If the answer is no, the system literally will not let it move forward. Simple as that. Okay, right about now, you're probably thinking exactly what I was thinking. This sounds great in theory, but come on, how could this possibly work for something that's deeply polarizing, where people's core values are just in total conflict? So let's put the system to the test with one of the most divisive issues out there, abortion. A mission to ban it? Fails. It disadvantages women's autonomy. Okay, how about a mission to mandate it? Fails again. It disadvantages religious freedom. Both are just rejected by the system's core rule. So what happens? The system forces everyone to think on a higher level. What solution disadvantages no one? A mission for comprehensive support. Things like universal access to contraception, better education, economic security for parents, robust adoption services. Now that is a solution pretty much everyone can get behind. So you see what's happening here? The 100% rule isn't just some feel-good mantra. It's a functional, baked-in design constraint. It's a filter. It makes zero-sum partisan conflict literally impossible inside the system. It forces people to work together to find positive sum solutions that actually get to the root of the problem instead of just fighting over the symptoms. So when you put all of these pieces together, what you end up with is not just some new platform, but a fundamentally new way of thinking about governance itself, one that is just designed for a completely different kind of outcome. And this chart really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Dictatorships, they serve a tiny elite, maybe 1%. Democracies, at their absolute best, serve the 51% majority. But Cloud Atlas OS is engineered from the ground up with just one goal: to serve 100% of people. It's designed to work for everyone, or it just doesn't work at all. And of course, to keep the system itself from becoming a new kind of cage, it's got these crucial safeguards built right in. It's open source, so no single company can ever own or control it. It's held by a nonprofit foundation to make sure it stays a public good. And, as we've already covered, it's designed to always operate legally, which ensures it can be resilient for the long haul. In the end, it all comes back to this one number: 100%. And this isn't just a lofty goal. It's a hard requirement. It's the filter, it's the engine, and it's the entire philosophy that's baked right into the code of this new operating system for society. And that really leaves us with a fascinating final question. We spend so much time and energy arguing about politics and ideology. But what if the key to unlocking our most impossible problems isn't about finding the perfect leader or the perfect policy? What if it's about adopting a better system, one with a smarter, more humane design constraint at its very core? It's a really powerful idea to think about.